Hello everybody, welcome to the next game that I will be Let's Playing, and it is Spyro the Dragon for the PlayStation 1. I think this is my first PS1 LP. I don't think I've done... I think I may have only done like PC and GameCube games so far. But anyway, yeah, getting a little bit of a late start on this one. Although, if you are watching this any time other than the week that it's being uploaded, I can't imagine you care very much. But, yeah, I wanted to start this on Monday. I was doing other things, and so starting it on Tuesday.
Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature. Simple? He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
Spyro's voice is very funny in this. I guess just a disclaimer before we get too deep into this game is that I, at the time of recording this, have not finished it before. Although I am very close. I've been playing through it the last few weeks, and it's a game that I really enjoy. It's the kind of game that I normally enjoy. It's, you know, sort of old-fashioned platformer collectathon sort of deal. There's a lot of shit to collect. Mostly gems, but other things too. And yeah, there's a fair amount of, like, you know, exploration and enemies, and it's just a pretty straightforward that type of game. And it does appeal to me. I can't say I'm very good at it, as I'm sure you'll see soon enough. I'm doing post-commentary for this one just because it's easier to do that, at least for the first part in a new LP. I probably won't do that for the entire thing, but, I mean, I may do it quite a bit because there will probably be a fair amount of fucking up in this run, and also, not knowing where I am or, like, where a thing I'm looking for is, because that's something that has happened to me a few times. But yeah, I've owned this game for a while. I have it on PlayStation. I bought it several years back. I don't even know how long ago, and I played it a little bit. I don't know how far I got. I only really recognized the levels from the first world when I first played through it. And it was just one of those games that I tried, and I was like, okay, yeah, this seems like a game I would like, you know, whenever I feel like it and have time to actually, like, sit down and get, you know, make some progress in it, I'll play it. And then I just never fucking did it. Delbin. And so, yeah, a few weeks ago, I was like, hey, I mean, you know, I can play it on my frickin' computer and have a good time. Yeah, I mean, it's been fun, so hopefully it'll be a cool run. It's not a super long game, and with me editing out all the bullshit, it will be even shorter, which is nice. I was stuck between this game and another one. I guess I'll keep it secret for the people who don't know. It's one that I have already, you know, talked about doing before. I recorded a video of it, and if I feel like it, I will put it up tomorrow, and if people are up for it, then I'll keep going. If people aren't, then I won't. So, yeah, I'll probably have those two going on, but the other reason I'm hesitant to commit to a secondary LP, like a full game, is that I have a lot of other stuff I want to let's try over the course of the next few weeks. Some of them are just games for the computer or like ROMs that I already have, and so they wouldn't be too complicated to set up. Other ones are ones that I have to, you know, do some finagling to get working because they're old, or are not traditionally on the internet anymore in the way that they were originally. And then some of them are PS2 games, so I need to get a PS2 emulator going, but I have been hesitant to go through the process of doing all of that because, I think I've talked about this before, I'm hoping in the next week, or really next week, hopefully, to reformat my hard drive and reinstall Windows, which is going to be a whole process because I need to determine which things I need to back up. I already have the vast majority of my files backed up, but in terms of Windows stuff, drivers, saves for games, I'm gonna have to, find out where all those files are located, which isn't, nothing outside of my, ability to do. It's just going to be a whole day of fucking with computer stuff and probably another day of reinstalling everything and setting things up. It'll give me a really good excuse to do something I've been meaning to do lately, which is update and log all of my passwords for logins for different things. Because it would just be nice to have a database of all my passwords because I have a billion fucking accounts on different things from over the years. Not that, for websites it really matters with the reformatting hard drive, but I'm just saying, if all my browser data is gone, then I can, go through all the important websites and, enable two-factor authentication on as many things as I can. Part of me is always very paranoid about that kind of stuff. It's very strange. There's part of me that wants to, erase any record of me, at least up to a certain point on the internet and all that shit, but I don't know. I don't think I'll ever get to live that life because I've already put up quite a bit of evidence that I exist, and I also want to do movies and writing and just generally a career that involves being a public figure to some degree. Not in any way that I'd be important, of course, but just I'm publishing things and whatnot would be my goal. So it's kind of a weird dissonance that I have of desires. Dissonance of Desires sounds like a Final Fantasy game or something. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna hopefully do that soon and all that shit. I'm also, now that I've finished streaming through Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, I've bought a bunch of games on the Steam Summer Sale, and so I'm deciding which game I should stream next. And I think in the description of this video I might put a link to straw poll that I posted in the chat during the last stream I did, where you can vote for what game I actively go and stream through next will be. I mean, there are other games that are like Garfield Kart and that shit that don't have a beginning or end necessarily that I'll stream whenever I want, and it's not gonna be. I mean, you know me. I'm pretty flexible about all those things, but I'd like to have one. I want to play through at least one of these major games that I bought, and so it would be cool to have that be a thing I do on stream. So anyway, I haven't really talked about the game very much so far. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I'm not. This is only my second time really playing through it. I am not, the most versed Spyro player. I'm probably going to have to rely on people in the comments quite a bit for, any secret stuff that I miss. There's, like I said, a lot of stuff to do in this game. There's all of the gems. There's a certain number of gems in each level that you can get, and you have to get all of them, I think, in order to get 120%, which is the full completion. There's these motherfuckers who have the dragon eggs, and you have to run after them and hit them with your fire, except I fell because I'm a moron. And they can be kind of difficult to get because they run, just faster than your little scamper move there. which reminds me of the rat scamper from the Ratatouille game, except that came out like a decade after this, so I guess it's the other way around, but that's the game that I played first, because I'm a real gamer. I forget why I bought this game in the first place. I think it had something to do with, like, I don't even think they were playing it, but some Let's Player that I watched at that time, that's how you know it was a while ago, because I was watching Let's Plays, mentioned it, and it just sounded like a game that I would play. And you know, if I had a PS1 when I was a kid and, you know, was a bigger gamer and maybe a little bit older, I probably would have played this game as a kid and liked it a lot, and maybe even I would have even, you know, be good at it now, but who knows. So yeah, I'm not very good at the game. I'm hopefully will be improving now that I kind of know generally what I'm doing in each level. And it's just gonna be a normal, you know, get to the end of the game, beat the game sort of thing. I'm not gonna be doing 100% or 120%. I don't even know how. I don't know where all the stuff is, and I don't really think it would be that entertaining for you or for me to watch me try to figure it out and probably be very stupid about it. It's very time consuming on my end, which is not to say that I like never want to do like a completionist run of this game, because I'm sure it would be very fun, and I am. Of all the like tedious things that I would be willing to do in a video game, it would be to like run around platforming worlds like this looking for gems, and like there's also the chests that you have to find the key and then bring it back to the chest and everything, and probably some other stuff that I'm not remembering. And yeah, the dragons, I thought this was a really interesting dynamic when I was a kid and I first was playing through this game. The saving dragons thing. I don't know if this is a thing in every Spyro game or anything. This is the only one that I've played so far. I would like to try the other ones. So some of you may have to, you know, fill me in on not just how to beat parts of the game, not how to beat parts of them, but like special stuff in the game, but also, you know, like the Spyro lore, which I don't know very much about. But I thought that the dragon saving thing was a neat thing because they have like a dual or even triple purpose. They kind of function like stars or shines or jiggies or golden bananas or whatever the fuck. You know, those sort of main indicators of progress. Like, you need them to get past the balloonist to go into the new worlds, you know, stuff like that. They're also obviously all save points, and not all of them are hints. Some of them will just be like, thank you for releasing me. But, you know, they also sort of serve that purpose. Although, usually I find that, like, there's this weird thing where whenever there's, like, a new mechanic you haven't encountered yet, you usually have to figure it out first to get to a dragon who will then tell you, like, how to do it. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong, but I've noticed that a few times. Anyway, you may be wondering why I'm wandering around and not going into the return home thing, and that's because I want to find all the shit. But I'm pretty bad at it. So I will be... I don't think I'll cut it, but I think I sped it up. I edited this a couple days ago, so you have to forgive me. Of me running around the perimeter of this whole grassy area up here trying to find things that I miss. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Like I said, I don't have much to say about the game, at least not this part of the game. This is kind of the normal setup type deal. We haven't gotten into the more aggravating levels, and I had never seen this area before when I first played it. I didn't come down to this beach. I thought it was going to be an out-of-bounds region. But a large amount of the worlds in this game are explorable. One thing I really enjoy about this game is just the amount of hidden stuff. There's just a lot of there's a lot of like hidden depth to a lot of the areas that you don't notice right away, and that's why it's very hard. It's very easy to miss things, just because they really pack the levels with shit, and in a good way, and I like it. And also, just like Spyro's movement and move set are both like pretty intuitive and easy to get a hang of. Sometimes flying to faraway things can be a little bit of a pain in the ass because Spyro will come up to the edge of it and just decide to stop flying, or, you know, you'll be like an inch underneath the platform and you fall down and die. I don't know if you can get on top of that little tower thing. I'm sure there is a bunch of shit in this level that I did not get. I'm gonna guess that the total number of gems is 200 and there are just 13 somewhere that I'm missing. There's probably more. Like I said, unless something possesses me to change my mind like halfway through this run, I'm probably not going to be doing like a completionist run of this game. I would love to. My goal, honestly, was to finish this game and try to get 100% before I LP'd it, but then, you know, stuff was going on, I was doing other things, I was mostly focusing on trying to finish GTA 4, and then I ultimately did, and then it was time to do this game, and now here we are. Another thing I like about this game is the music, and particularly, I think it's this level. Yes, it is. This level has one of my favorite songs in the game, and so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone and let you listen to this music and take my little water break.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Alright, I think you've heard a good chunk of it by now. Yeah, I don't know, I really like this piece of music. I'm not sure how to describe what it is I like about it. It has... the first word that comes to mind for some reason is nostalgic, to, you know, describe the quality of it. It just, there's something about it that sounds like... not even familiar to me in particular. I don't know what I mean, but I hope that makes sense to somebody. Excuse me. I don't know what this fire does. Maybe it did something and I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. There's definitely more going on in this level than I'm seeing, because there's like a key for the thing that I don't know where it is. There's a bunch of gems that I missed, or I think actually this might be one of the ones that I get all the gems in, or maybe that's the next one. I forget. I managed to do a good number of levels in this, but I feel like I only have scratched the surface of many of them, which is a bit of a bummer. And it's always weird when Sparks won't pick up the gem for you. Like, I don't know. It's a little inconsistent when he does. I'm assuming it's a he. Yeah, these big boys, they look like enemies that would take many hits, but are not, which is nice. And yeah, like, I'm not done, but my gem count is so low that I was like, I have to be missing something. This is an extremely short level. So yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, like I said, feel free to tell me, because especially if I'm like still in the world that I'm in, because once you start going back and forth with balloons, you gotta start either using gems or waiting until you have enough dragons. I think that's how it works. Still haven't figured everything out about this game, which makes it a little bit different from the games that I've been playing for the most part. Most of the games that I've LP'd are ones that I have a pretty decent amount of experience with. It doesn't make me any better at them, but I at least know stuff about the game. Like, I at least can tell you all of the things that I suck at or am not going to be able to get. I do not know how to get those gems and that chest. I don't know if it's a chest, that little, red and yellow box thing that has gems in it. I tried to fly to it a minute ago. I didn't comment on it at the time. I may be trying to do it again right now, I'm not sure. But yeah, those ones straight ahead. I do not know how to get up there. I don't know if you need to just fly there from the hill and I'm just fucking it up. Feel free to tell me. I'm actually looking forward to people letting me know about anything that I don't know about in this game. And let's get Argus out of here.
Cool Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss has threw a portal behind me. You can challenge him now, if you feel you are ready.
9 dragons. I promise you the rest of the game will probably not move this quickly, but maybe it will, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing the first boss, which, fun fact, the first time I played through this game, I did not do this until I was already, like, halfway through the last world, which is pretty much where I'm at right now. I had not attempted to go back to any of the previous worlds, but then some dragon in, like, the second to last world told me that there was a thing behind the waterfall in the artisan world. I don't know if you can get it right away. You have to step on the little stones. I don't know if you can get it before he tells you that or what. And these dogs really fuck you up. This is actually one of the harder boss levels in my opinion. Most of the other ones aren't. I don't die or get hit that often on, and I'm burping like a motherfucker. But yeah, these dogs, they'll really hop on you to death, and it's a pain in the ass. And once again, miss the gem, miss it again, and then go back and we get it. But yeah, my strategy, my recommended thing for killing the dogs that seems to work most of the time is to hit it from as far away as you can and then jump and blow again. Because just sitting there like I'm doing is not doing it. They can still jump on you in midair. They can still squash you while you're jumping. But it gives you a little bit more time to like reset your flame. You can also, do that, fly away and actually dodge them, but who wants to do that? I don't dodge things. That's something that I noticed recently while I was, I played the first, 2 seconds of, and I may make a video of it at some point, but I need to be able to get past, 10 minutes of it, because it's a hard game, at least to me. I'm not really big into fighting games, so it's not, what I'm used to having to do, but Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee is a pretty fun game that I am bad at, and I don't know why, but blocking never, or using a shield never occurs to me in a game. I don't know why. In Smash Brothers, I barely ever use the shield because I guess I have the offensive rather than defensive mindset when I play fighting games, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's very stupid. I'm not very strategic when it comes to combat in games a lot of the time. You probably could have told that from my BioShock Infinite playthrough, where a lot of it was just shooting a lot, using one of 2 guns and one of 2 salts, dependent on the situation. There were only a handful of enemies in that game that I actually had any knowledge of what was effective against them. But But yeah, that was one of the more successful ones. The first time I did this boss, I really just... I think I died like 2 or 3 times. It sucked. But yeah, here's me putting my plan into action. It's not perfect, but it worked for me. And I guess this is the little lamb doing this. And there you have it. On this toasty. And we'll be doing more stuff. This is the one where I get all of them. All 100, baby. It's pretty easy to get in this one. They're all basically right in front of you. Anyway, yeah, I hope this is an LP that people are interested in. If it's not, then fuck me, I guess. But, yeah, next time I will be continuing with the Artisan World and then probably finishing it and going on to the next one. So I will see you then for that.